we're going to be finishing the Norfolk Wizard game, The Awakening of Sybil, Inswood, Sinew, Shadow, and Salsa from Bruva Alpha Busa, part Hunter the Parenting's Universe. Now, we are at the part where shit has happened, and an incredibly realistic art gallery, including someone who's basically an Andy Warhol XP, is getting all the attention from a bottle picture. Why is it that these things are so very good at just kind of being so very relatable? It might just be because I've worked in an art gallery before. No, it's probably explicitly because I worked in an art gallery, so I know exactly the kind of bullshit they're talking about here. It makes sense. Let's get started before I think about it too much.
Leaving you alone by your installment.
Shit, I gotta try something. Where are the most people gathered in this exhibit? You know, look around and try to see if I can...
Salsa Verde.
Yeah, Salsa Verde. Very interesting. They can only look at Salsa Verde for so long.
That previous comment about the bullshit going on in art galleries, no, they can stand there for a long time. Way longer than it's justified.
You'd think that. You see a few people it's like fairly distant. You can see a couple people are kind of crying, looking
Salsa
at
Verde
it.
intensifies.
So really? Salsa Verde? Fuck, okay. I'm gonna try to catch some stragglers, people who are kind of moving between exhibits.
And part of it is they
You
just
catch
rolled
the
horrible.
hand of one gentleman, a tall gentleman.
Excuse me, sir. Are you interested in, taking a look at an experiential exhibit not far off?
Yes, I am in the market for just such a thing. Good evening.
Good evening.
What the hell kind of accent is that? Is that German, Russian, Finnish, British? I don't know. It's like generic European. I can't even tell Western or Eastern European. If this guy doesn't turn out to be some kind of like monstrous enemy, I don't know what the hell's going on.
This tall man has quite the well-sculpted face. He's beautiful to behold. He has long blonde hair.
Amazing.
Appears to be
Fabio.
wearing some kind of black poncho.
Ain't no fucking way.
Is
with
it
a
Ansem?
gold lapel.
Is this, I shall take it, your exhibit?
Yes, indeed. To dream of a face you've never seen is the title.
Most delightful. You must allow me to inspect it, yes?
Oh, yes.
If he starts talking about the heart or doors to darkness, I'm just gonna probably laugh, but still.
Please do.
This tall man approaches the lip of the igloo, entering in.
It is one of the, how do you say, video games.
Yeah, but you don't need to be experienced in video games or anything to play. All you need is this joystick, and you can move through the streets. That's all you gotta do. Just walk.
Most excellent, yes.
Takes the joystick in a gloved hand and begins walking the streets. And why don't you describe the sights he sees?
Oh.
The totality of the experience is this closed-off black room. The subject is allowed to sit down into the best seating that Sybil could afford, which was a black bean bag. And they are outfitted with a pair of headphones to kind of immerse them in the soundscape of the city. The noise and light of the outside is completely blocked out. The wall in front of them has the game projected onto it, kind of about life-sized.
Oh, shit. Like, unironically right now, what she's describing, I thought it was kind of like just a LCD or CTR screen right in front of them. But if they're doing a full projection on a soundproofed room that has a bend around it so light and sound are muffled with headphones for specific control of the sound, this is actually a really high budget project. Unironically, if they did this as a real thing in a gallery, it would probably be massively popular. The only problem is the headphones would be very janky and probably get stolen. But if they could just do very controlled audio in a very specific location where you just sit in the middle, this actually sounds like an amazing art exhibit.
It would look like, as if you yourself are looking through your own eyes at this cityscape. It is this kind of dour, gray, nearly colorless image of this hazy, foggy city. All of it is low poly. The graphics are pixelated and a bit chunky at the edges, but it all comes together in this kind of, despite the kind of monochromatic color palette, there's this amount of detail that is surprising for a low poly experience.
Okay, someone just needs to tell me this right now. Is there a petition to get Bruva Alphabusa and his team to make this an actual display in a pop-up art gallery? Because unironically, this actually seems pretty awesome. Like just sitting on a beanbag in a dark room, just make a projected sound without the headphones, and just that creepy factor of watching the city move around you with little blurred out, very highly stylized to polygon shapes, not high detail, slightly blurry especially. This is actually a really amazing, creepy level of experience, especially if there's always just like this little flicker that you can't tell is a person or not, or maybe every now and again a slow opening if a projector opens up to the side just where your vision would normally end, so you can kind of see something out of the corner of your eye, but it's only there maybe once every 13 minutes just to fuck with you. And it's a very faint one with a very discrete projector you can't normally see. This is something that would be unironically the creepiest experience you can get without anything. It would be sheer atmosphere. As far as this goes, this is actually amazing because it encompasses the entire creepy aesthetic of those, well, what is it? Empty spaces that is actually a massive movement in its own right, but in a way that isn't just engaging with art. I'm kind of blown away. I heard a bit about this earlier, but it's really hitting right now. This is a very well-designed piece. I'm only saying this because when I worked in an art gallery, there were places like this that did exist where you would go and you'd have movies playing, but it would just be a movie playing and the setup was more to just limit things. But this is actually really good. Yeah. I kind of want them to actually make this. The only problem is the actual design of a game that you'd play doing it would be the hard part here, unless you're super good at making a small low-end budget game. But it wouldn't be bad. Or if you designed the game to have not so much a control, but as motion sensing. So if you stand here, it moves one way. But if you have more than one person in there, it breaks down. But still, that's really interesting.
And as the player moves through this fog and this mist hanging heavy over this rainy city, silhouettes pass by just at their periphery. No matter where they turn the camera, everything seems to remain just at the edges of their vision. Each individual inside bears some small distinguishing characteristic. There is the swish of long hair on some models. There is the sound of heavy-booted footsteps. There's a cut of a well-defined jaw occasionally. You can sometimes hear the sound of breath in your ear. Occasionally you will see little bits of Sybil's signature horror, the glint of a glowing white eye, a figure with too many limbs and too many teeth, just at the edges of the periphery. Their figures just defined enough to suggest a shape and enough of a defining characteristic that the participant may project their own life experiences and the people that they know on.
Considering what I'm thinking this guy probably is, that is a very interesting opinion. Projection is probably dangerous there. Also, Blair, you mentioned, make this the inside part of an igloo made from screen so it actually looks like it's all around you. Actually, for what she's doing, Screens might not work so well because they would have to give off light. The projection model might work better if they have a very sharp curve, but intentionally blur things out as it looks away from the edge side. Depending on how they work, blurring it might actually work well, especially if it's heavily stylized to the point where that would function well. But that's a lot more on the technical side than I could ever get into.
To these figures. And as soon as they see somebody that they believe that they recognize, that they could have sworn looks exactly like someone they know, they're encouraged to write the name down.
You watch as this mysterious gentleman traverses through your city. He does so for quite a long while.
I must admit, I've never seen such a display. It's rare for me to behold something of this particular aesthetic. I noticed that these delightful half-men, they appear to be at once familiar and unfamiliar. How did you achieve such a delightful effect, if I may ask?
Well, it's a number of different factors.
See, and ironically, this right here would be the highlight of an artist's day, asking how you did a specific effect. If they're not someone who's there from the mass market side, this is very much the, oh, yes, I am indulging an artist in the thing they want most, asked about their thing they're passionate about. I only know this because I've seen a lot of artists get very chatty very fast. And it's actually fascinating when they get into it. But the only thing about this entire experience that is not ringing true is that they haven't had to drag a pair of people out here to decide the small, dark, enclosed, creepy space is a great place to have sex. That's not a joke either. It's actually a problem. Yeah.
Factoring in kind of how the human brain works, we're encouraged to see faces and project familiarity onto things that remind us of things that we know, faces being the most obvious. And so putting these things at the edge of your periphery, it kind of lets your mind wander and run wild. And keeping things just hazy enough lets you project your experiences onto otherwise blank canvases.
I wonder, though, is this ability to find patterns even when none should exist, is this a advantage of the human condition? Or perhaps a means for some dark stranger to impose themselves?
Both?
I mean, I'd say a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. My work explores that exact idea.
And so let us explore. You find these strange creatures, no face, or perhaps too many faces. You see them as you have so expertly sculpted them, and I must ask.
I don't think there's any vampires in Norfolk Wizard game, but I mean, the Treme, whatever, are all on the Hunter the Parenting side, considering that's the clan directly in it. And this guy is the pretty boy, so what the hell are we looking at right here? Because there's no way this is a normal guy. Is he a different mage? What is he?
What conclusion do you believe we should draw? One of caution or warm embrace?
Okay, maybe it's a vampire, because the embrace is what they call feeding or bringing people in. Well, not entirely feeding, but yeah.
Honestly, that's personal. Every mind is different. Some people might find it to be calming, deeply therapeutic. Some people might find it to be uncanny, unsettling. I think good art toes that line. It lets you walk away with your own experiences, your own thoughts. I'm not projecting a message or a moral onto the experience. I'm just opening up the mind and letting it do its thing.
And also, that is the part that is the second most unrealistic thing ever. An artist in a pop-up gallery with experiential thing will have every bit of what they're trying to tell you written out. I don't mean that metaphorically either, or like as in a random, oh, this is probably how it works. Like, no. They have mission statements, long mission statements about how much this is supposed to influence you and what it's supposed to do and how it's going to impact you. A lot of it in actual art galleries is because if they give someone an entire essay about the rotund diversity of objects experiencing the sequential numeration of reality, also known as pulling random big words together that mean absolutely nothing, it works well. So they could just salsa verde it. I forgot what this part was absolutely annoying me about. It's just close enough to reality that it reminds me of things that exist.
A true artist. You are like the, how do you say, the
Renaissance?
Beethoven, how do you say, the Vincent van Gogh, the George Lucas who made Star Wars.
George Lucas, really?
I don't know. I think I'm a little more like an R-mutt, but thank you.
I don't know who Armut is.
You are most welcome.
He takes the headphones off, rises after identifying a form.
I believe I have a name to inscribe onto your mural. Where might I do so?
Anywhere you'd like.
Fluidly, with this sensual motion, the tall man approaches the wall. He notes that there are very few names written on it before adding his own. Do you speak Italian?
No, I do not.
Then you are left to your own devices to identify the words scrawled on your wall.
What does it say?
Il Drago del Tevere.
Okay. He just is
Wall.
How does that translate?
Il Drago del Tevere.
I realize which vampire group we're at now, but I don't know what Il Dragor means, but I'm assuming it's high enough out that he can just walk around. Okay.
Do I know if my buddy speaks Italian?
Chaos Blackwell might. Pablo speaks Spanish, you know.
Actually, that's not a bad way to do it. They're completely different languages, but cross-pollination and through random bullshit does kind of make it work. The Dragon of something is all I can understand, Martin. Il Tremere. So he's basically writing the Dragon of the Tremere vampires. Okay. That's probably not a problem. It's a good thing mages, when they awaken, get all the fuck yeah power right away, because they might need that. Damn. Also, people are saying artists are doing this because they're so full. Partially, yes, there's a large artist community that is that. But there's also an even larger community that realizes the people buying art want that. They want to be told the excellence of their art because it makes them feel more secure in their purchase, because it makes them feel that what they're doing has value. It's a massive thing in the art world where the people making purchases, especially for museums, are trying to leave a mark to show how forward-thinking they are by picking things that are avant-garde to show how brilliant they are, so future generations look back at their genius for having recognized this incredible masterpiece that no one else knew about. So they buy a lot of dumb shit because people say it's really good and really smart and really well thought out, but really it's just telling them what they want to hear to feed their own ego. It is really toxic when you get an artist who's toxic with a purchaser who's toxic, who both want to feed their ego, and, well, it spirals. But a lot more of it's just you do it because you have to. And the art is just sold because you have to. And if you don't engage in the bullshit, it won't sell because the people with the budget are looking to make a name for themselves and feed their ego. And if either one isn't done, they don't make the purchase. But also their entire job revolves around feeding their ego to look like they're geniuses because the people appointing them to a lot of these positions want to have things under them that are engaging and smart and show their brilliance. And you see the problem here. It's people making decisions to show that they're smart, to go to other people who need to make decisions to show that they're smart, to go to other people who show that they're smart. And it's an entire cycle of bullshit where no one at any step of the way actually cares about, is this good art? It's, am I smart for seeing something other people don't? And a lot of it is because, especially during the previous century, with a lot of Impressionism, that was shit level art early on that was looked down on. It was spit to the side. It was the cheap shit that no one cared about. But everyone who bought them for art galleries suddenly had massive amounts of art that was so expensive that it became massively, well, a nest egg, and showed their brilliance because they identified, wow, this is a cool art trend. People really like it. That's the part that's missing, though. It's the people really like this. Let's get more of it. Yeah. I could talk about this way too much.
Yeah, I'm gonna nod. Thank you for participating.
Oh, yes. But I can't help but notice, fair Sybil, very few others have seen fit.
Ah, well, you know, we're a Salsa Verde kind of town.
Ah, yes. The Salsa Verde. I don't much care for that painting, if I may be honest.
Oh, I think you would be a first. I think that Norfolk has a thing for salsa that is green.
It seems so, doesn't it? Tell me, Sybil, do you feel frustrated with your current attainment of artistic recognition?
Oh, I mean, I'm getting by. I'm doing just fine. You know, I create work for the love of creating work, and you know,
A non-answer.
He's not wrong.
I mean, I'm happy with what I can make. I'm happy with the things that I've put out.
But are you happy with the response, with the audience?
Oh.
Well,
Okay, I'm not sure if anyone else heard it, but in the background they switched up a bit. So the small bit of piano that's been fluttering around in the background was dialed down, but then a bit of the background conversation, the little buzz and mumble that isn't really understood, but it's just there, was turned up just a little bit. As soon as he said the response, it's little things like that that just highlight the relaxed atmosphere is fading away, but the almost uncanny "we're listening to you" is now here.
I'm happy with at least one.
Oh. Why, that's so kind of you to say. Might I make you an offer?
Sure.
I happen to run the studio of sorts.
Okay, seriously, Speaker D, how the fuck are you pulling that sound off? The only other time I've heard people randomly going to I can't even do it effect is a freaking AI glitching in a Doug stream. So that should tell you everything you need to know right there. That is just hard.
My own
Creepy.
private gallery. I'm a sculptor, you see. And doctor.
Really? Oh, wow, that's pretty loaded.
Yes, well, I had an excellent teacher. And now I seek to apprentice another. I see in your art limitless potential. Your ability to grasp the canny and the uncanny mark you as a prodigy, and your familiarity with this technological medium, why, it perplexes me. And that means it would be an excellent asset asset to my own understanding.
There's a vampire clan that specializes in body horror, isn't there? They said Treme. I thought that would be a reference to the mages, but I'm thinking this is more of the flesh sculptor ones, and the body horror faceless half men in the background probably do work with them.
That is really generous. Yeah. Well, I didn't really put a price tag on it or anything. Sure.
You're interested?
Yes.
Wait, he just said he has a place where he has a bunch of art and he's wealthy, and he put a dragon in Italian in his name. Did they really just name the guy hoarding money or wealth or art Dragon? Oh, that's actually funny.
Of course.
He puts a hand on your shoulder. Most excellent. Now I must warn you, the pathway to the masterpiece, to understanding the world through art, through any means of expression, it is painful. Are you prepared to suffer such pain?
Doesn't take
don't they
no for an
always
answer.
say that you have to suffer for great art?
Oh, indeed. And if I may be so brash, you're more akin to the creatures of the night than anything else.
Vampire indeed.
You prefer dark
That's how
places?
That's how I've been described. I kind of gesture at the general fit.
Most excellent. Well then, my friend, I think you'll be perfect.
So apparently there's a vampire in the Norfolk Wizard game. Was not expecting that. Thought it'd be all
welcome
wizards.
you to your new life.
Hold on. What exactly is being offered here?
You'll find out.
What? He smiles broadly,
Does it get bigger?
and you see two fangs emerge. Everything. And he bursts down hard into your neck. It's this surge of feeling. You feel every cell in your body flutter with power, with sensation, with motion. You feel your fingers and toes convulse, and yet you feel a coldness. It's wonderful, but you feel as if something is being lost. You feel feeling begin to leave your fingertips, and all of a sudden you know that despite the ecstatic sensation, something very dangerous is happening to you right now.
Okay, this is absolute god class on music design. Not just the creepy off-putting or the fact the speaker is sped up how he's speaking at the last moment, or even just the art changing to have the red effect at his face getting torn up in there and dispersing as it gets a little more distorted and exaggerated. But there's a small little heartbeat sound effect just right in there. And I love this because it just gives you both the off-putting sound effect showing this is wrong. It has the sped up tone because of his effect and that little beat in the background. It's so low you feel it more than here, and it functions perfectly to show that you're in a fucked up place. And the only question I have right now is, did Sybil know she's making a vampire character, or did she have a mage character a mage character setup going? I don't know, but it's awesome. Also, Martin, of course there are vamps. Yeah, makes sense. I was just kind of wondering if they wouldn't do them again, since that was more of a Hunter the Parenting thing, and I thought Mage would focus more on the Mage factions. Apparently not. They're actually going multi-universe. Or, well, same universe with multiple various things that are just everywhere.
As if something is being lost. You feel feeling begin to leave your fingertips, and all of a sudden you know that despite the ecstatic sensation, something very dangerous is happening to you right now.
Hey, get off!
Don't struggle. I will make you something more, something greater. Something beyond human. I'm giving you a gift. A gift!
And as he continues to drain and drink and drink and drink, you feel more and more being lost. You feel your head grow foggy. You feel yourself falling almost limp in this embrace. And it's then that you spy the projection.
What?
That endless wandering city. And you just, in the midst of your panic, you happen to see a figure. A dark figure.
What?
The same one from your dream, reaching out to you.
Oh, this would be the Avatar.
With the last
Or is it
of your
The
strength,
Weaver of the Worm.
will you reach out
the wild?
to it?
Okay, unironically right now, I would love if Speaker D left a commentary saying, are they choosing to now start playing as a vampire or a mage? Either way. Like, this seems like a decision point right now. I just... I would love if there was actually a way he would play it off as, okay, you're now playing as a vampire.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold out a hand, kind of trying to reach toward the figure.
It's cold. Your vision is blurry. But even you can tell as this dark figure reaches for your hand. It seems to almost part some unseen veil. And you feel it. Cold. Damp. But alive.
The background.
Gripping your hand. And all at once, you're gone from this place.
What?
You collapse into unconsciousness. And you sleep. When you awaken to a dark, breathing city with strange hues in the air, with streets of gore and buildings that breathe.
The Flesh City.
You find yourself at the edge of a pond of bile. And you know you're very much awake.
Gonna get to my feet. Look around.
Is she in,
the
like, an inner
now
world or
very
something?
familiar surroundings. I'm going to look out over the lake of bile, looking for that figure again.
Oh, it's there. And it's staring right at you. You can feel its breath on the back of your neck, even though it stands ahead.
Into the face she could
I
barely
could send
understand.
you back. You could live forever.
I don't know if that's how I want to live forever.
What do you desire, my child?
Oh, they're going full on.
I don't know. I want to dream something better. I want to live. I want to breathe. I want to make things. I want to explore the depths of the mind. God, I want to make rent.
You seek a life of statements. A life observed. The shadows would be kinder.
The shadows.
I don't think I'd be able to see well enough in the shadows.
Then take a step forward.
So that's what everything in there looked like. The face that you could tell is a face, but you can't actually tell any detail about, which is her avatar as well. Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's really good art for it, though.
Dreamer and awaken. And you look down at the lake of bile. And you see that in its place is a clear lake of crystal water.
Oh. I just got the importance there. She talked about how she wants to live and breathe, and she was transported to a city of her essential, like, inner world, I'm guessing, that was a living and breathing city. Good choice there.
I take a step in.
Does it
You
burn?
step in. And while all rationality should say you should be at that exhibition, you should be in the grip of that mysterious, dreadful man.
Not saying vampire, though.
You are instead in the back rooms of the Mousepad, looking at the billiard game Pablo never finished.
What?
Looking at your terminal. You feel exhausted. You feel drained. But here and now, there's something different. You know something's watching you from the window,
Oh?
and you couldn't feel more alive. Thank you for watching this episode of the...
God, what? Ah! So with Bill, when he awoke, it was a big thing, and he went all powerful and tore through the enemies. Here, though, it's so much more mysterious. So everyone's awakening is apparently going to be different. And this is literally just me sitting here going, what's about to happen? Is he going to tear apart the vampire because mage bullshit? Or is something... No, it almost looks like she just decided to undo time. I don't know. Maybe she just teleported. I don't know. And I just... Ah! Damn you, Speaker D.
The Norfolk wizard game. We
Why does
hope,
everyone say
if
Norfolk?
nothing else, it's worked up your appetite for Salsa Verde.
God damn
The
you.
character of Sybil Inswood is performed by the ever-watchful Odoroshi. 3 guesses as to who is the storyteller. Actually, no guesses. It was me, Speaker D.
My God.
If you enjoyed this session, follow us on YouTube at Brother Alphabusa, or consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/Alphabusa. There you can find sneak peeks at upcoming Ogre Opening projects, such as
That was a rush, man.
Half-Life Zero Viscosity, and of course, the Norfolk Wizard game.
Oh, this is before they put
Thank you.
zero viscosity on permanent hold, probably.
God,
yeah.
can you imagine just eating a can of Salsa Verde every day? Can you imagine just, like, being the sort of gormless ghoul to just eat spoonfuls of salsa and call it a meal? We're putting that in the next script.
Do people actually do that?
Salsa Verde is actually a very versatile sauce. I feel like people don't give it enough credit. I love it on my enchiladas. And actually...
Welcome to the epic gaming
And random
channel
Carl
of
the Range.
Carl reviews the game video. I'm in this episode.
Oh
we
my
see
God.
Sybil, a young lady who has a passion for the morbid. She decides to wake up in her apartment where she finds her friend, a big boy. After that, she drives in a big Toyota Corolla. I have to give negative points for that. After that, she gets to her art gallery. And of course, in the art gallery, she meets with the most important person in the series, Pepis, the creator of Salsa Verde. You will not believe what happens afterwards.
I feel this is something I would do. But I mean, can you imagine if I was just some random guy with a beard and a mustache that was just kind of there and not really connected to the sides? I mean, all I have to do is just take my glasses off a bit. I look nothing like that. You have to see what happens afterward.
She meets with the lovely, dashing figure of Mr. Bite You in the fucking neck. He comes from the land of Pennsylvania. Anyway, he bites her
He's a
in
Pennsylvania
the neck
wizard.
and she
Oh,
becomes
sorry,
Super
vampire.
Saiyan. I have to give points to the storytelling in this episode, and of course the giant pools of shit and bile. One thing that I think could have been done better, of course, was the layout of the studio. I could not understand anything that was going on in this episode.
I just feel like this is something I would say or have said. Everything about this sounds like something I've done. Oh, God.
Who is the mop lady? I will have to give it a 7 out of 10. It was pretty good, but I would not rewatch it. That's it for.
Wouldn't you just watch the next one?
Review.
Oh, my God. What the fuck? I swear, Carl the Deranged is literally the mascot of Ogre Papanung and everything Bruva Alpha Boosta does. That is unironically, it just, every time I see him doing these little reviews, I'm like, yeah, this is something I've done. I just feel like it's a call out to me. I know it's not, but at the same time, I'm just sitting here going like, yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. Oh my God, it's because it's so accurate too. Oh. Yeah. Seriously though, that was freaking brilliant, man. I'm just hoping whatever happens next, it doesn't pull in any things that I've had personal experience with that cause me way more, how to put it, personal pain by memory and understanding exactly what I'm into. And according to Hobbit, it's the sports ball guy next. Okay, so I have no idea about any of that because if there's one thing I don't do, it's sports. Also, my cat is meowing a ton out there. His kitty. Hey, girl. Oh, her sister's now in the other room jealous. I got you, girl. I got you. Yes. No reason. Wanted to do cat. I wonder if you guys can hear her just breathing and purring. All right, time to take her out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Now I just need to... I have found a problem. I cannot move without cat. Please don't chew the mic. You, Shaddy, you see the cat using it as a scratching post for the mic? Yeah, she would. She'd also chew on it. And try and eat it. She's not normally allowed in here because she likes to chew cords. I'm not sure how much the mic is catching. If the cat can kill her... Sorry. If the cat can eat something that can kill her, she will try and eat it. Isn't that right, Triss? Aw. Cute kitty. Ah! And her nails are sharp. Thanks for watching, everyone.